What's up, family? Man, do you know your worth? Do you know your worth? It's crazy because the great majority of us, we have no idea what we're worth. We don't. You know what I mean? We talk all this, yet. We have no understanding of what our true value is. You know what I mean? And that's why the great majority of us settle. You know, we settle for mediocre relationships. We settle for mediocre jobs. Man, just surviving, you know. And the great majority of us settle for just surviving, just making it through the day. You know what I mean? If I could just make it through the day, I'm good. If I could just make it through the year, I'm good. You know what I mean? And that's our mentality. You know what I mean? And I understand sometimes we go through things in life and we're going through a difficult situation or a difficult season. Man, and all we could do right then and there is, man, I just got to survive. You know what I mean? I just got to hold on. You know, I just got to keep living. I got to just make it through the day, one day at a time. But that shouldn't be our lifestyle. You know what I mean? There's a difference. That should not be our lifestyle. Just surviving, just making it through. You know, I was in California and I was working with about 50 something kids, at-risk youth. And one day I pulled out $100 bill, just like this. And I asked them, I said, if I offered this to you guys, how many of you guys would want this? You know, of course, it's like, oh, it's not real. You're not going to give it to us and all this stupid shit, right? I was like, I didn't ask you that. I said, if I was going to give you this $100, how many of you would want it? And of course, everybody's hands went up, right? I said, okay. What if I took this $100 bill, this nice, clean $100 bill, and I just balled it up and just crumbled it up? You know, how many of you guys would still want it? And they was like, I do. Everybody's hands was up. I was like, why would you want this $100 bill? It's all wrinkled, it's all jacked up and messed up. Why would you guys want this? And it's like, because it's still worth $100. You can still buy it. I said, okay, cool. I said, if I took this $100 bill, slammed it on the table, smashed it, all this other stuff, looked at it, said, you're stupid, you're fat, you're ugly, you're useless, you're all messed up. Look at you, you're all crumbled up and you're ugly now and da. What if I said all that to the $100 bills? How many of you guys would want that? Everybody's hands was up. It's like, it's still $100 bills. It's still $100 bill. You can still straighten it out and you can still buy stuff with it. Da. I said, okay, cool. I said, what if I took this $100 bill and just threw it on the floor and just stomped on it and just smashed it? How many of you guys would want it? I was like, I do. I was like, why? After somebody's nasty feet has been on it and they just smashed it into the ground. It's like, you can still buy it. You can still buy stuff with it. Da. I said, okay, cool. I said, so if I took this $100 bill and picked it up and threw it in the trash can right there, there's a bunch of trash because they just finished eating and stuff. I said, I just threw it in the trash. How many of you guys would go in there and get it? You know, some of them a lot of them put their hands up and some was like, ugh. It's like, no, you're lying. Every one of you would go in the trash can right there and get this $100 bill. And it's like, yeah. I said, why would you do that? Would you just go through the trash can for anything? That's like, no, that's nasty. Da. I said, but you'll go in the trash can for $100 bills though. So what you're saying is you'll dumpster dive if the price is right. Normally you wouldn't dumpster dive. Normally you wouldn't get in the trash can at all because that's nasty, that's gross. But if there's $1 million in there, you would dump it in, and you wouldn't have no problems with doing it. This trash can right here, it's kind of full. You'll dig around in it to see if you can find it. True? There's like, yeah. I said, why would you do that? That's nasty. That's gross. And da, right? There's like, because it's still $100 bill. And da. You can still buy da. I said, okay. And I looked at him. I said, this $100 bill that was ugly, smashed up, rejected, tore up, crushed, smashed into the ground, beat down, stomped on, thrown away, rejected, and all this other stuff. This $100 bill is symbolic of your life. This $100 bill is symbolic of your life. They're looking at me, huh? I said, this is your life. There's so many people that have dogged you out. You have family members that have dogged you up. You have family members that have sexually abused you. You have family members that have beat you and put hands on you and mistreated you and cussed you out and told you wasn't crap and you wouldn't be anything and what. You have all these people, you have teachers that have told you this stuff. You have all these people in your life that have rejected you, that have spit on you, that have thrown you away, that have said you were useless, you weren't going to amount to nothing, and da. You have all these people that have turned their backs on you and rejected you and told that you wouldn't do anything in your life. And so I'm looking at the kids, and man, and they're getting it. And some of them, man, they got tears running down their eyes. I said, this $100 bill is symbolic of your life. It don't matter what people say. It don't matter how people have treated you in the past. It don't matter how people have treated you today. You still have value. You're still worth something. You still have a purpose. There's still something you're supposed to accomplish with your life. It don't matter what everybody else has said. It don't matter what everybody else has done. You still have a purpose. The great majority of us, we take everybody's opinions about us, and that become our identity. We start thinking we ain't shit. We start thinking, man, I do suck. Man, I'm not going to amount to anything. I am going to be just like my daddy. I am going to be a drug addict. I am going to be an alcoholic. I am going to be a prisoner. I am going to be a gangbanger. I am going to be pregnant before I'm 15. I am going to have all these kids and and all these baby daddies. And we start thinking all this stupid, negative, toxic crap. And we think that's all we're capable of doing. We think that's what we're supposed to do because everybody has told us that. And we think that's all we can do. You still have value. You're still worth something. You're still desired. You're still wanted. Even if those people don't want you, you're still wanted. You're still desirable. You're still lovable. You still have potential. You still have purpose. You still have a God-given calling on your life. The question is, who are you going to believe? What have you believed? If you believed all that negative, toxic stuff, okay. We've been there. I've been there. I've done that. But it's time to let all that crap go. It's time to find value in you. It's time to learn to like you. It's time to learn how to love you, how to appreciate you, how to cherish you. And that has nothing to do with what everybody else has done to you. That has nothing to do with what everybody else has said about you. That's an individual thing. It's an individual thing. If you can learn to like you, if you can learn to stop being so judgmental about yourself, if you can learn to stop hating yourself, if you can learn to find value in yourself and love yourself, it won't matter what other people think. It won't matter how other people respond and treat you. Because life is not about them and how they treat you. Life is about how you view yourself, how you treat yourself, how you love and value yourself. Because when you love and value yourself, you won't just accept anybody in your life. When you love and value yourself, you just won't accept any type of relationship with anybody. When you love and value yourself, you'll stop tearing yourself down. And you'll reach your full potential. Man, we have to grow up emotionally. We have to understand what everybody else has said about us, man. That's indicative of who they are. That has absolutely nothing to do with who we are. That's a representation of them. All the hurt that they've caused us, the sexual abuse, the physical abuse, the emotional abuse, that's reflective of their pain, their trauma, their suffering. That has absolutely nothing to do with who you are and why you're here. My hope and prayer is that I've said something to encourage you, to inspire you, to uplift you, to show you your purpose, to show you that, man, you matter. You matter. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.